All righty, everyone. Welcome today, joining us for our Windows 11 migration information session. My name is Dave Kahn. I am the Desktop Support Manager for Campus Technology Services. Happy everyone could join us today. If you have any questions throughout this, you'll see a link in our chat. That is what I'm going to be going off of. That will be there and updated as we go through this journey together. Also, if you have any questions, you always can reach out to our service desk, whether it's through our self-service in Team Dynamics or emailing us at help@oswego.edu or even using the old-fashioned phone call. All right, I see some chats, but I think I'll let Nicole handle that. Nicole Decker is helping me out today in the background answering questions. So thank you, Nicole. So why is everyone here? We're here because we're going to be moving to a faster, secure, snappier operating system that Microsoft has released a few years ago called Windows 11. And as most of us know, Microsoft Windows 10 is sunsetting. It's no longer going to be supported come October 14th, 2025. After that date, Microsoft will stop providing us with updates, those really important security updates that we're going to need, and really putting your device at risk. Chances are your computer's going to run slower, as well as some operating systems will actually prevent the certain applications from running.
Yeah. So, David, they mentioned can the volume speaker.
I can get a little louder. I hope that's not too loud, but we'll bump it right up. So if I get thumbs up, great.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. If you need me to go back, let me know. I'm just saying how we're on to Windows 11 and Windows 10 is being sunsetted October 2025. And with that, there are some software that is going to require you to be up to date, and that's kind of where it's headed with that. So the first part of all of this is determining if, for one, you already have Windows 11. CTS has been deploying Windows 11 mainstream now pretty much since the summer, but we have been soft launching it throughout the year in all sorts of places. If you have a new computer coming, that's going to have Windows 11 on it. So the nice way to test or to find out if you're Windows 11 or Windows 10, if your start menu is to the far left, chances are it's Windows 10. Couple different ways you can check. You can always go to your File Explorer, right-click on this PC, go to Properties, and it will say what operating system you are. Windows 10 Education. Windows 11, generally, that start menu will be in the middle. You can also do the same thing and ask, like, what is my operating system in the search? And it will tell you as well. There's also some things that we can do once we get down here, which we'll do and go through that. So as I go through all of this, let's find out if Windows is already installed on your computer. You're going to go into the search bar, just like we did here. Oops. Go ahead.
I can't see that through the screen share.
Oh, I can't see that through the screen share? It's not a pop-up, though.
They can't see the entire screen.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. That is going to be fun then. Okay. Well, we'll have to, how do we get around that then? I really can't, can I?
Share the entire desktop or
Very good idea. Screens. I think I'm already sharing it.
you can see that.
Okay.
Okay, yep.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. Want to make sure you can see. So again, if you want to, you follow along. The link is in the chat. I'm just going through all of this. To determine if Windows is already there, this is Windows 10 I'm on, but the principle is still the same. Just move the sticker. There's a search that we can search for. And at the bottom, type in system information. I'm just going to copy and paste into here. And if it's pretty smart. And click on this, and this tells us, boom, Windows 10. If you had Windows 11, it would say Windows 11. Just some explanation there. You should see Windows 11 Education. If you don't, anything but that, chances are you're going to need it upgraded. All right. Determining your hardware compatibility, there is hardware requirements for Windows 11. We've done our best to really explain everything as best we can. I'm not going to read all of this and get everyone confused. Dell did some fun things with their naming convention, so it's really important that you look for your specific model and see if it is compatible. Generally speaking, anything higher than a 5060 is compatible with Windows 11. The fun thing is there are older machines in that 7010 and 7020, and you notice the little note here, which is wonderful. Those are named twice. We have very old 7010s, like 12, 15-year-olds, and we have very new 7010s, and that's just, they're different machines, just Dell recycled the name. So this does do a pretty good job of explaining what's compatible. If it's not on this list, chances are it's not. You can definitely get concrete information by going to that Dell site, and hopefully this will go to it. Wonderful. Let me just minimize that a little bit. You can go through, put your service tag in, which is your serial number that's found on your computer, search, as well as follow these wonderful steps to determine if your computer is compatible or not. I'm not going to go through this too deeply. It's a bunch of clicking, but it'll walk you right through that process. All right, so now we've decided whether we need Windows 11 or not. We've decided if our hardware is compatible or not. All right, next thing we need to do is find out if our software is compatible or not. So I'd like to say that the majority of software that is compatible with Windows 10 is going to be compatible with Windows 11. But I also have been here long enough to know that we did this with Windows 7, and there was some Windows 7 software that said it was compatible with Windows 10, and we held on to that, and now we're at Windows 11. So some of that might work right, some of it might not. The best thing to do is check with the vendor, go to their website, even do a nice Google, is such software compatible with Windows 11? Find out. Very important when we talk about, mathematical software that things work, because later down the road, it can really come up and bite you. We also have that if both software and hardware are compatible, you can submit a ticket. And we've been seeing these, they've been coming through. So people are reading their emails. I'm going to click on this and hopefully it goes in. Wonderful. This just goes through what I'm kind of explaining right now. Similar stuff, looping back through. And this is the actual request ticket. Simple desktop or laptop. The SUNY tag, which is that white sticker. It's, if you don't know where it is, look around. Usually it's on the back of your laptop. On desktops, it's usually on the top. If you truly can't find it, I would say give us CTS a call and we can help with that. Or you can contact inventory at oswego.edu. The make and model of the machine will help. And then most importantly, what software you use, and if there's any peripherals such as scientific instruments like scanners, microscopes, all of that. We also want to check to make sure that's compatible as well. We'd also like 3 dates, and it may take a little longer than 2 hours, depending on how many files you have to transfer over, as well as just normal network speed and upgrades. But we're trying to get this number down, but all in all, I'd be prepared to do without a computer for a couple hours, 3 or 4 at most. Okay. So going back to that incompatible hardware, if you determine that it's incompatible, what do? Well, we're going to work with you in departments of CLSA, SCMA, SOB, and the School of Education during our routine visiting assistant professor and lecturers and FCR calls, that's a mouthful, to help replace equipment as needed. Because this is happening across the world, we want to make sure that everyone gets things ordered timely so inventory from our suppliers don't run out. So we have some information here that just went out. Maybe I don't forget when that went out. But if your computer is older than that, then you are eligible for a faculty replacement, provided you're in one of these departments and such. You can also contact inventory and they'll help with the computer age as well. This is, just to point out, this isn't necessarily when you got your computer. Sometimes you may get a gently used computer and that may be only a year old. We're really based off of the serial number when that computer was created in Dell. So you might have an older computer than you think. You might have a newer computer than you think. So it's always good to check. What happens if you're not a part of the above? You're going to need to kind of plan with your budget. We do have our campus standard hardware quotes posted. freshly updated. You can look at pricing, see what works for you. You're more than welcome to contact CTS, and we can counsel and help in the direction you need. But budgeting is going to be, I think, the hardest to factor in based on where your funds are. Just again, we'd really like to see everything purchased by August 1st, 2025, not only to allow ordering and shipping and any delays that may happen. Also, you know, CTS isn't that big. So we need to make sure that we have enough hands to image and take care of everyone. So the sooner we get those requests in, the sooner we can help and get things moving. And that kind of goes into our migration timeline. So we want to make sure that we have everything backed up. So you're going to submit a ticket that should, once it gets processed, reiterate that we want to make sure that you're backing up your data prior to the appointment. This will help speed things up. We're going to take that machine and wipe it, full erase, re-image it with all new software, including Windows 11, our new antivirus, everything, and then copy down the data that you backed up. If you need to purchase a computer for compatibility, again, August 1st, try and do that before. Hopefully we don't have any issues in that regard. As of the summer 2024, all new computers have Windows 11 on it. And again, we've had that for quite a while now. We have not run into any issues. So if anyone is worried about how it runs on supported hardware, not an issue at all. It's better battery life. It seems faster. There's a lot of accessibility applications that seem to run very well with it. And I'll get into that in a short second here. So, new features. The built-in screen reader is wonderful. If you've used that on Windows 10, it's definitely an improvement. This will scrape your screen and read as best it can what's on your screen. So in a pinch, a great screen reader. Better color control for color issues, color filtering, live captioning and audio, computer control through voice and eye contact, which is very, very neat, where you can control the levels by going up or down with your eyes. New interfaces, like I mentioned, the start button is relatively in this area in the middle. When you do get your Windows 11 machine, if that's really driving you up a wall, there is a setting to move it to the left if you want. You can move your bar anywhere. You can customize it. For those that take screenshots, the snap cut feature, I think is what it's called, is great. You can do screenshots. The snap layout, and there are some wonderful links and videos that I'm not going to play, but you can see nice videos of how you can set up your desktop and manage your workflow, get things done a little better perhaps. If you have multiple monitors, maybe a better way there. File Explorer is, this is generally what you're used to on Windows 10. You're not going to be completely lost. I don't have a tab to show you. You can Google or wait until your machine comes, but it's generally a straight shot. You'll be all right. Outside of that, general things, there's a few noise changes, sounds are changed and updated a little bit. Battery life, faster booting, some of your apps that Edge, the built-in browser, still Edge, built on Chromium, which is Chrome. Notepad and Paint are still there. They're improved. They have spell checking and polishes there. And generally, it's going to work better with the new technology that's coming for security. And that's really that enhanced TPM. And that is really what's the big requirement or the hardware requirement that's needed for Windows 11. How am I doing, Nicole? Any questions in the group? Okay. So, training. If you're familiar and comfortable with Windows 10 and get past a few cosmetic issues, I think you'll be fine. But CELT does offer sponsored winter breakout sessions similar to these. Check the CELT website for all of that. There are two wonderful links, one from YouTube, one from LinkedIn Learning, that will go over, I don't know, I clicked that, some of the basics as well and such. If you really in a jam, contact CTS and we can see maybe there's some other options that we can provide. But so far, as I mentioned before, we've been doing this for over a year. We really haven't had anyone really call with user issues, user interface issues. People can navigate around. These are some wonderful FAQs. How am I doing for time? Plenty of time? Well, let's just go through these. What do we need to migrate to Windows 11? As I mentioned before, it's ending October 2025. I'm hopeful that we're going to have all of our campus moved by then, so we have a good security posture. Our security posture is similar. I like to think of it as like car insurance, right? You need to have it, and depending on how your car is, you may pay more insurance, and you might not be secure. We need everything on Windows 11, and we'll be secure. Our insurance will be good, and we'll be happy. That being said, too, past this date, if you're having issues and you happen to be on Windows 10, CTS is going to have a more challenging time resolving those issues because the actual vendor is no longer supporting it as well. So it's going to be an improvement for us to get some of your issues solved faster being on Windows 11. How do you know if you already have it? There's that section up to the top. As a quick recap, you can search down here for system info and check that way. It's probably the surefire way to test that out. What are the differences between Windows 10 and Windows 11? Cosmetically, there's I mentioned not a lot, but there is cosmetic differences. In the back, it is a more robust system. They're building a lot of things built on newer architectures to be streamlined and geared towards security. And I think if you're really interested in this topic, going to Microsoft's website, you can see the list and the comparison from the end user. Generally speaking, you're not going to see anything except for that start menu, and the applications from that are loaded a little different. How do I tell if my computer is able to run Windows 11? We talked about that. You're going to either review the Dell compatibility website. That's probably your best indicator of telling if it's compatible or not based on the age. If you're in a pinch, you can most certainly contact CTS. If it's not compatible, you're just going to review that section, put a ticket in to be not different section. If you are able to be upgraded, you're going to put a ticket in. If your computer is not compatible, all right, we need to make sure you put a ticket in for hardware quote, get a model that's going to be compatible, and get that ordered before August 1st, if not sooner. And again, I'll reemphasize the faculty computer replacement program. That may just happen, but please make sure it's going to happen. We really have to make sure computers are off, so it's not something we're just going to kind of get to. My computer is compatible with Windows 11. What do I do next? That's where we submit that Windows 11 upgrade request. This has been live for, I don't know, a couple months, and people are using this. We have a great amount, not too little, not too much, a great amount of tickets right now from people who are putting these in. So I'd encourage you to, for those that are there, run through this, see if your computer is compatible or not. If it is, put this request in. This doesn't mean that we're going to get to it tomorrow by any means. This means we can schedule it out based on your timeline and ours and give the best experience and the fastest back to you. And if you're not sure about any of this, you can always contact CTS. We're here to help and point you in the right direction of where you can get this information. And I'd ask everyone here who's in this to help out. You know where this stuff is now. So if you hear people in your department ask or wish that they came to see this, real easy, you can just find this link in the chat, or you can search for Windows 11 migration in our self-service, our Team Dynamics self-service. You come here and you can just type in Windows 11 migration, and that should be your first hit. Boom. So share this with your departments. We do keep this updated if there's any changes, but that's kind of my spiel. I hope I didn't go too fast. I hope you all could hear me. I hope I didn't confuse anybody, but any questions? Any questions from the audience? Oh, I see one. Oh, I just have a red thing that came up in the chat.
Oh, I just,
Oh, you did? Okay,
posted chat, so
perfect.
I go to the CTS page and then click get help to get to the subservice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'll bump him off of Zoom. Awesome. Well, then I will stop this. And again, thank you for your time. I hope this was informative and have a great Wednesday.